evening once again. You are watching Gazali, our entertainment program with Prudent Media. My name is Frankie Fernandez, and I'm based in Melbourne, Australia. My guest this evening is Goan at heart, travels the world, and is right now sitting in Maldives. Please welcome Carlton Braganza.
Thank you. Thank you. This is really strange. This is really strange taking an interview sitting by the pool here in the Maldives. But this is really the only slot that I had. And hopefully we'll make it work.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. You're living the life, Carlton. A little bit about Carlton is over a year back, when COVID had just struck the world, he was stuck up in Colombo and was lucky enough to escape and arrive into India.
I don't know whether that's lucky or unlucky, but yeah, otherwise I would still be in Colombo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the moment he arrived into India, he was based in Bangalore, and out of Bangalore, from his bedroom, now making you a bit jealous, I'm in my bedroom, Carlton. Oh, there it is. He began to entertain everyone during the prime time. He began entertaining us with his music and his singing. He went on to create a record. He went on to create a record for over 100 nights of non-stop entertainment. Carlton, how did this all begin?
So basically, as I said, I mean, I didn't know how long this lockdown was going to last. When I was in Colombo, I had a whole bunch of gigs that were lined up in India before that, and slowly they were. In fact, I was doing a 12-city tour with some talent that A.R. Rahman had founded, and we had done 6 cities, and after that, each city was getting shut down, and the gigs were getting cancelled, and I did one in Chennai, I think around the 10th or 11th of March, it was 2020. And since all the rest of the tour was cancelled, I said, I was looking for what to do, and a friend of mine who I sing with, Abhijit, was in Sri Lanka, in Colombo. I went there, I think it was the 11th or 12th of March. And Colombo was still a safe place for a couple of days. We kind of partied like crazy for a couple of days, and then Sri Lanka started shutting down. So Abhijit said, let's leave the country because we might not be able to go back. I said I was okay to even stay back in Sri Lanka, but in hindsight, it was a good thing that we did. We got back, I think, around the 18th of March of last year, and I think 2 or 3 days later, Modi announced a lockdown, and he said it was the Janta curfew. And I went and I put out a fun song online and said "COVID of the county." It was a parody because Kenny Rogers also passed away that week, so it was a kind of a tribute to Kenny and a fun song for COVID. I mean, we were all making fun of it at the time, not knowing how long it was going to be, and then after that, that evening I went online and I said, since Modi is not allowing me to get out of my bedroom, I'm going to go online and do like a half an hour or a 1 hour a request show, and I called it Jukebox Jammies because it is, people used to call me a jukebox because of the kind of repertoire, and then I said jukebox in my jammies, and it's like a jam, so it became something that was a mashup of words, and we did Jukebox Jammies. And in the first week itself, it became something. I mean, I started off very rudimentary in terms of tech. I was just doing stuff on my phone and with a Bluetooth speaker, and about in a week's time, people started telling other people that this is happening, and we got a whole bunch of people that started tuning in. It became like a community over a little period of time, and in 1 week I had people saying, can I help you out with tech? Can I help you out with sound? uh, and that community, uh, it was a very interesting concept, because people were sending me stuff, were sending me food, were saying, you're singing for us, we will reciprocate it. So whether it be in terms of tech, in terms of sound, in terms of help with the show, it just started, people started, it became, yeah, people started taking ownership of it, and that was really an interesting community model that happened. So yeah, so to cut a long story short, in about a week or 10 days, I had like a kick-ass 1 hour show that was happening online. People started logging in, people started finding old friends, people started connecting with family in different parts of the world. I know, Frankie, you also can probably talk about it from your perspective, but that's what happened, and it was fantastic. Yeah.
Well, one thing that I can tell you is your music, your entertainment kept me awake till about 4 o'clock in the morning. All right. You're right. It was
Yeah.
pretty early in the morning in Melbourne, and I had to be like religiously to have you online to entertain. That was
Absolutely.
something really. And but what I also realized was you completed over 150 nights. Was it 150 nights non-stop
Yeah.
music?
Yeah. So I don't know how many months it was, and I kind of initially went every night, and then after a couple of months, I did 4 nights a week. So I used to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and before you knew it, 100 gigs had passed, and I was celebrating 100 days, and then it has continued. I mean, I've not done it with an everyday regularity, but it's still something that is that has been going on in between the kind of travel and the gigs that I do. I still kind of try and insert, maybe 1 or 2 gigs online a week. So we're kind of close to 200 now. We're at 195, 100 whatever in the last year and something. And yeah, that's been the kind of journey so far. It's been fantastic, and constantly having different people on the show, constantly evolving as a product, and yeah, it's been good.
Well, talking about getting people on the show, you had the likes of Stanley Pinto, Sheridan, Usha Uttup. I
Yeah,
remember also Leander joining you, the tennis ace, joining you at some point of time.
yeah.
Uh, and over a period of time, your fan following has definitely grown wide. And there are people still like me who still wait to watch when you're going to be next online. Though I must admit, whenever you do a show back in Goa, it makes me jealous. All right.
We must do one in Melbourne, man. We'll do
Oh
one in
yeah,
Melbourne soon.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
get the entire Goan community there as well. But yeah, I mean, so just to take a step back, what we did at Opus was very much in line with what I did with Jukebox Jammies online. I mean, Opus was a physical space, was a music hub. We found a lot of talent. I mean, people like Sherry and all were all, have come out of that space, and people like Stan and Usha and Gary, and I mean, there's a whole bunch of these really really uber cool professional uh, music icons in the country that have at some point or the other played at Opus. So I mean, whether it be Vishal or Benny or Louis Banks or whoever, I mean, they're all people who played at Opus. They're all friends now, and it was easy to kind of say, oh, come on, and let's do something together. So it was great. I mean, people in that lockdown space were not really uh, having a lot of options to do stuff as well. So it kind of worked for everyone. Yeah, and then many people have kind of taken the baton and moved forward with it. So kudos to all of them as well.
Yeah. You having said that, with you being the pioneer in this, okay, I know that there are a few others, including in Goa and in Mumbai, and even in places like in California, San Francisco.
Yeah.
who got on board and started doing this and entertaining people, especially during the lockdown, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
How does it feel for you to be the pioneer in starting up this sort of entertainment?
I really wouldn't want to take too much credit. I was just bored. I was, I guess, in right place, right time. Things kind of fell into place. I never expected it to go the way it did, but it did, and I'm thankful for it. Maybe the things I did sat right in a lot of or ticked a lot of boxes. It was a kind of a community show. It had music that you never listened to in many years. It had a connect with friends and family. I would like to say that it was a reasonably good singer as well. So it was all of those things that kind of tick boxes that people kind of bought into, and it became something really cool. Yeah,
Uh, the other thing that I wanted to ask you was in terms of the covers that you sing.
yeah,
And often there are people who ask you, do you have anything original? Are we
yeah.
going to see something original from Carlton Braganza?
I guess that's my retirement plan. No, but yeah. I'd like to take. I like to think that I do stuff pretty much my own way. I like to think that there are so many songs, millions and millions of songs that can be interpreted differently. I like to think that I give it my own spin and do things differently. I connect with people differently. Uh, there is a sort of familiarity with songs that have already been done, uh, that one doesn't have to break your head about. But of course, I'd like to probably do something on my own. But I don't think I have had either the time or the mind space to have to kind of lock myself in a room for a week or 2 weeks to kind of churn out some stuff that I am actually proud of. Whereas in this case, I can just uh, uh, jog my memory and go back to a song that I haven't heard in many years, but it's still there, and do my own thing with it. So it's a bit of it's a bit of laziness, and it's a bit of you know I don't know what more laziness than anything, that I have not really actually put out stuff that of my own. Yeah.
But anyway, since you have confessed that this is going to be a retirement plan, we'll wait for it.
Yeah. Yes, we will. I for sure will do
Yes,
something. Yeah.
definitely. The other thing that I wanted to ask you was in terms of when you went on that entertainment spree over
Yeah.
100 nights.
Yeah.
Uh, One thing that I noticed was that you never repeated a track. Okay. Now, did
Yeah.
you at any point of time keep a note of which are the tracks that you're going to do today, which are the next set of tracks you're going to do tomorrow, to ensure that
Uh,
you never repeat them?
so when I did start, yeah, actually for many nights I didn't do, I didn't repeat, and even now I try to still say that at least half the show, which is like 5 6 songs, if a show is about 13 14 songs, whatever, I still try and do at least 5 or 6 that I've not done before, and the rest, for reasons that they are requests or stuff that other people want, I kind of tend to repeat stuff. But in those initial days, I really tried to, and the reason I did this show was to kind of sing songs that I haven't been doing over the last many years, wherein I've been traveling and performing and doing corporate and doing weddings and doing the same kind of stuff that you do pretty much at every party. You have to do the same. You have to do this. I mean, songs that are most asked of. I mean, you can't really determine a playlist when you're doing when somebody is a client. So here it was my show. I decided what the playlist was, and in time people actually treated it as an education of sorts. So they kind of if they'd not heard the song, they would research the song. If they had heard the song, they had heard it like from their father and grandfather's time. So it was really challenging for me, because otherwise I wouldn't have lasted all that time. Uh, and it was also exciting for a listener, because they were listening to something different every day. I mean, I never in those first 100 days did uh, a dedication to a genre. So I never did a country night, or I never did a rock and roll night, because I wanted to mix it up. So I would do nights that uh, songs that have girls' names in it, or songs about American cities. So it was songs that you could pick from any genre. You could pick a jazz song, you could pick a country song, you could pick a and I remember at one point I had just put out a post, and I had 200 odd requests that came in for one of those nights. So it was very interactive in that sense. People actually, pushed me to do stuff that was interesting, and I got that from them. So it kind of, I fed off that. So it was great. Yeah,
Yeah. What was the reaction like from bedroom singing, bedroom entertainment?
yeah,
And after the lockdown was briefly over, you went out at gigs. I saw you many a times in Goa. How
yeah.
did the crowd actually respond to that? Physically meeting up with the new entertainer.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I still am coming to terms with it, but Goa. I mean, I always did gigs in Goa, but now it's a bit overwhelming as such, because I walk into a small store and don't expect, and with my mask on, and people are still staring at me, and they say, "Are you Carlton?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's very funny, because yeah, I had gone to a. I was telling a friend the other day, I had gone to a place somewhere in Pontianas, and somebody through my mask recognized me, and I said, "Yes, I'm Carlton." And then they actually showed me the phone, and they said, "I'm actually listening to you right now." So it was really weird. Yeah, so it's Goa has been fantastic in terms of people that have actually been listening. I know I get messages all the time that and it's usually the little older lot, because the music has connected with them very deeply in terms of, from the Engelbert to the Nat King Cole to the that space has kind of resonated well with the old Goans, and pretty much that bunch of people across the world. So yeah, yeah.
Now, coming back to you are in Maldives at the moment. What's
Yeah.
happening? What's cooking in Maldives?
So this is what my life used to be before the lockdown. In terms of, I did a lot of, private, uh, corporate kind of gigs as well. Of course, I did the public, the usual, multi-city pubs and restaurants and stuff like that, and maybe a music festival or two. But what I, over the last couple of years, really enjoyed doing was seeing people, and that's something that excites me the most, to entertain somebody that hasn't heard of or hasn't seen me before. And that's so I love to travel, I love to interact with new people, I love to explore new spaces. Some of those experiences are unparalleled. I mean, I did a gig at the Northern Lights. I've done stuff from Thailand to the Maldives, and wait, let me just show you where I am right now. It's unbelievable. This is that's uh, that's the villa that I'm in, and yeah, it doesn't get better than this, really.
You're
Yeah,
born
so
lucky. You're living the life.
I I I would definitely think I'm fortunate, but I would also think that it's not easy to do stuff like this. This this has been uh, this has been a 3 day party, and I am not the one partying. I mean, of course, I'm partying with everyone else, but uh, it's hard work. I mean, yesterday was a 12, 13 hour party, and you're moving from genres, from jazz to rock pop to Bollywood, and other than being a singer, you need to know your music. You need to identify with the kind of crowd that you're with. Uh, you need to be their friend. You need to engage. All of that. So it takes some doing. It's many years of doing what I've done, and yeah. So I think it's it's par for the course. So yeah. So yeah, that's what it is.
Also, while I was watching some of your night entertainment, there have
Yeah,
been many people who used to comment. I like the way Carlton interacts with his audience.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Not very often would you find someone who would interact with their audience just not to ensure that they don't get distracted. But you
yeah.
did it so well.
So I have a. I think that is what made this work and made this work well, because pre-COVID, the gigs that I did, I would never. I'm never comfortable doing a gig stuck up in a hotel, in a corner, playing ambient music, or even playing music that people know, but not interacting and stuck somewhere in a corner and doing stuff. And I've probably been fortunate to be able to be in situations that I can refuse such offers. But when I started this online and talking into a computer screen, looking at yourself, it's really difficult to kind of get any energy back. And it wasn't too long that I kind of figured out, that the comment section was something that was as interactive as a live audience in front of you. uh, and now Zoom events are also fantastic. I mean, I've done a couple of these Zoom music concerts, and there you can actually see somebody and interact with them on the chat section. But in those early days, when I was seeing the chat section and being able to respond, uh, I mean, verbally respond to somebody and also see a response from them, I think that was as good a kick as doing a live gig in a in an on ground event. And that, I think, was the key. I mean, the people that could actually interact with crowds, and I've seen that over the last year or so. It's the people that are able to interact between songs, in the middle of songs, change the lyrics of I mean, I do that. I change the lyrics of a song to suit somebody, and or to make fun of somebody. But uh, uh, those are the things that work, because if you're just singing a song, you might as well play a CD. uh, yeah, and there's no real value add to it. There's no real live element to it. So unless you're doing that, it's yeah, I think that's what uh, sets it apart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely. I do agree with you. Uh, Another thing is, Carlton was not, you didn't have a fixed age group follows as such. You had young babies, small babies, to 70, 80-year-old, 90-year-old uncles and aunts who would tune into you.
yes,
Okay. And
yeah.
I think it's your charisma that drew them towards you. Don't you think that this is sort of a internal satisfaction that you draw when you are able to interact with not just kids but also elderly people?
Yeah, that's something, as I said before. I mean, and I'm repeating myself, but that's what excites me the most, to be able to connect with different kinds of people, with different genres, with not being able to be defined in a music space, not saying that I only sing country or rock and roll or whatever. I mean, it's for me, to be able to do many things is what kicks me. To be able to interact with different age groups, to be able to sing across genres, to take it all as pretty much a personal challenge, so to speak. But yes, and I did things with the kids. I have people who were just born, who were listening to me and now are over a year old, who are still like probably, as their parents say, your biggest fans. And I've had like 80, 90-year-olds that there was a lady that that passed away looking, with me on her iPad. And, these things, she was terminally ill, and I was the only source of whatever. I got this information after she passed away. But I'm saying these are things that really one takes a lot of. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed by it, and yeah. So what we did with Bedmash, what we did with the kids, what we did with getting on guests across ages, from Stan to some of those Bedmash kids, which are really talented. So that's the connect that we should actually feel proud about. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And having said that, Carlton, I know we could have gone on this chat for hours together, just like the way you entertain us from your
Yeah, no, no, no.
bedroom.
I'm also very tight on a very tight schedule, and I'm really sorry, Frankie, because I've been kind of dilly dallying on. Yeah,
No
yeah,
worries. Thank you,
yeah.
Carlton. Thank you very much, and hope you return to India and Goa soon and safely.
Yes, I will. I will. I will.
Thank you once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.